Anyway, pre-show cheers. All right. Hello, Internet. Welcome to the show. My name is Darren. This is AJ, and this is the DNA Sports Recap. Topic of the day, which is the 4-6-3.
6-4-3.
What did I say?
4-6-3.
Fair enough.
Hey, a 4-6-3 double play is also a thing, Darren.
It is still a thing.
It is still a thing.
Talk about what we left off in the last episode, where we talked about Corbin Burns having an ugly arbitration case with the Brewers. Ryan Thompson, actually with the Rays, went through a very similar thing.
Oh, really?
Yep, just with the Tampa Bay Rays. He argued in arbitration he's worth $1.2 million based off of comps that he had with a Dodger pitcher called Brusdar Graterol, which is a right-handed reliever. They had very similar stats. He argued that he should get $1.2 million because Brusdar Graterol is getting $1.27 million, and the Rays said, no, you're only going to get $1 million. And so he lost his arbitration case, got the $1 million. And while he's gone on record in tweets and everything saying how privileged he feels he is, that he actually got a chance to fight for his worth in his position, he felt that was a great thing. He also said, for much is given, much is expected. He thinks it's, he basically said, look, I'm making $1 million a year to play a kid's game. I'm not complaining. However, he did come on a 28-tweet rant about the process of arbitration. So in our last episode, we talked about how there might be a problem with the Brewers. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not necessarily the organization.
Right.
It could be the arbitration process itself. So
I'd have to dig in and find out more about how the arbitration process works, because that makes me super curious.
Yeah.
To know that, I guess in your everyday job, if you think you're worth more money, you just go to your boss and talk to him. The arbitration process must be similar to that.
Yes, when you make it though, it's an arbitration hearing where the team and then you have a mediator deciding, they both make their pitch. And with Corbin Burns, they talked about how they made him say, oh, well, he's the reason why we didn't go any further in the playoffs. He's the reason this, that, and the other. When he had a banger of a season.
Right.
There was plenty of teams that would have hacked off their left arm and given one of their top 5 prospects to have him on their team. He didn't. So, but in this case, so what they did there is they used a lot of, it's like, okay, just comparatively, here's a player in Brusdar Graterol who is very similar to me, right-handed reliever. This is what he's getting paid, so I feel like I should be paid this way. The Rays came in with a whole bunch of buzzwords. They basically talked about his usage against left-handed pitching, which isn't his problem. The team chooses when he goes in, not when he pitches. Because obviously when you have a left-handed bat, you're going to have a left-handed person on the mound. You're going to put them in a better position.
Absolutely.
So they're talking about blow-ups and blown saves, stuff like that. There's a great video by I Talk Sports on YouTube that will link down below that kind of goes into more detail about that. But to have that's the part about the arbitration process I want to get your thought on. When you have you saying, okay, I think I'm worth this based off of comps and based off how well I did, but the team you're playing for comes to the table and points out everything wrong in an open court hearing about why they think you shouldn't be paid. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I guess I just go back to a typical employment process. You know what I mean? I feel like you're always going to be set up to lose an arbitration case. You know what I mean? Because realistically, if you go to your boss and say, I want, there's other people in this similar role in the company that make this amount of money. Every time they're going to say, well, this person does this. Here's all of these things against you. We're going to continue to pay you what we're paying you because you agreed to take that sum of money.
Right.
Right,
but this is arbitration eligible. They technically, it's like when you come in for your annual review, and you're expected to be paid.
You're expected to be paid, right?
Yeah. But they choose not to. I don't know, man. But it's the similar point about that. Josh Hader, one of the preliminary relievers in the game, that's known as a closer. He plays for the Padres. Another good shot against the Brewers. They traded him away because they didn't want to pay him. So he agreed to a settlement before reaching arbitration of getting paid $14.1 million, which is a record for a relief pitcher in baseball.
$14.1
million. Yeah, which is insane.
That is quite a reliever salary.
Yeah, so maybe we should dive in and find for next episode, find out a couple of times where people went to arbitration
I'm curious when they won.
When the players
yeah,
won.
and kind of what that looked like.
Yeah,
that'll be on the next 643. Make sure you watch.
Definitely take a look at that. Yeah, for sure. Remember that. Make sure we make a note of that we're going to.
I will, for sure.
All right, so we got a little bit more time here, about a minute and a half. So let's go ahead and talk about the new rules. So the exhibition games have started, where players are playing against each other. Don't count towards the spring training record. They're more about just getting people
getting on the field, playing some ball.
Again, not against your own team, kind of thing.
Right.
So we talked about last week about the new rules, and one of them was the pitch clock. So.
Oh, wasn't this on the YouTube short you just posted?
Yes. So go ahead and
make sure you check that one out.
Yeah. Nice. So the pitch clock has claimed its first victim of the season, and it was not a pitcher.
Who was it?
It was Manny Machado.
Manny Machado, of all people, Manny Machado?
Manny Machado, the perennial last 3-year MVP candidate, Manny Machado, which we definitely need to talk about him on a different subject altogether. But he actually was the first victim of the pitch clock, and it was actually quite interesting because either A, the umpire had a different clock than what was being shown on the broadcast, because according to the broadcast, he still had 5 seconds. But basically what happened is he took more longer than the full 30 seconds to get in and get settled. And he didn't have a foot in, and he was right as he was bringing it in, the ref blows, he goes like this, points to his wrist, and then points to Manny. So before he ever saw a pitch, he was down 0-1.
Dude.
Yeah.
That'll change everything.
I could have sworn it was going to be a pitcher.
To step in 0-1, dude, is scary.
Yeah, I could have sworn it was going to be a pitcher, but it turns out it was a hitter that got the first one. So very interesting, very interesting. But yeah, so he believes he felt that it went really, really fast. As far as the whole concept, he's like, wow, that was fast timer.
Yeah.
But I love his response. He's like, well, at least we're in the record books.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. But anyway, that's with about 15 seconds to spare. That is the 643.
We'll talk to you guys next week.
Absolutely. See you next week. Thanks.